Getting ready to click that button, going live. Prime time.
Can you still see me?
Prime time.
Prime
I can
time.
see you perfect. I can see you perfect. You look wonderful. You look
Thanks, man.
great.
Man, well, you
You
know
look
what? I
great.
appreciate that. I appreciate that, Maxim. Maxim.
Hey, I'm
What?
just, I'm just being honest, brother. I'm just being honest, keeping it 100. But you know
I
what? You
appreciate
know what I think?
what?
Should we kick that intro real quick before we get the show started?
I mean, kick the intro, bro.
Let's hit it. Let's hit that shit. Let's
Get
get
that
this
hit.
intro.
I got broads in Atlanta, just to throw me in the family. Credit cards and the scammers, hitting the licks in the band. Legacies.
That never gets old. That never gets old.
Never, never. You know what I'm saying? Never.
I get shit that goes through my YouTube feed, and before I started getting this channel last year, just a little over a year ago, the only thing I did with YouTube was just listen to music. That's really all
Right.
that I found it useful for. I really didn't tune into a whole lot other than music. I like music, so I listen to music. Plus, I was working, so listening to music is I can fucking sit here and watch fucking YouTube. I just got my
Right.
playlist with like 1,800 songs and shit. But I had some shit, go through come on my feed that should interest me, and I watched it, and then I try to reach out to the dude that has the channel, and I reached out to him on Facebook. I sent him a couple messages. He never responded back. It's fine. Who am I? I'm nobody. But the shit that is on his channel, it's called Goat James Kingdom, and he let's just take a look at it. This is, of course, for educational purposes. And if you get some entertainment value out of it, then that's just a bonus. But let me show you this joker here. Let me show you this. This is fucking. I don't know what this is, but
Let's
it
see what
came
this guy.
across my feed.
Mm.
Can you see the screen? Okay.
Nah, I can see. I can't see anything. I'm on YouTube. I'm just going by. I'm just going by like you know what I'm saying. I'm just pulling it up
Oh,
myself. Yeah.
so you can only so you can see. I got you. And this
Yes. Yes.
video that popped up, this unsolved mystery at Sports Fluent, which I follow, needs help solving the mystery of Jordan's missing steals. And I started watching that, and I stopped because it was nonsensical. And then I looked at this one just because I thought it might be something cool. No, no. And then I left all this other shit alone. It's just like
Who
absolutely
is this guy?
ridiculous, stupid. I don't know,
Who
man,
is this
but
guy?
he calls himself he calls himself the exposer. That sounds like somebody that needs to register on a sexual prejudice
For real.
registry.
Rozier.
The exposer. Yeah, man. What do you mean? Like
Man.
indecent exposure? You
Yeah.
did
What you
some shit. You
exposing, bro?
got a case. Yeah, man.
Man,
I
dude,
don't
what you
know.
exposing?
I don't know. But you want to see one of these videos? See what you think, and do you take a look at it, and we'll play it. And like I said, it's 4 minutes long, and this one it's not even worth watching. It's I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what that is. And I'm not gonna say that because I could see how that could bait somebody if you want to look at it in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? If you're
Yeah, I know exactly
where
what
I'm
you're saying, man.
pointing and just separate those words, that's like, nah. Yeah. But no,
He's-
I'm not down for that. But look, I'll
He looks
show
funny,
this
man. He looks like a
video.
funny guy. He looks like a funny dude for real.
He is. He's any of these LeBron maniacs really truly are. But yeah, like right now he looks like he's exposing the fact that he still dresses like he might have just got out the pen and shit. So here's the video with the exposer.
Exposure.
Watch this play closely. I'll explain why in a minute. Okay, LeBron moves. He passes to 80. 80 stutters. 80 takes
an assist, but it wasn't, according to the rules, as you can see. Oh no, is it the smoking gun? But there's more.
Does he look confused to you?
Taps the ball to LeBron. LeBron is credited with the rebound.
His nose, you been doing a little powder?
Albeit not very controlled.
No, no powder? You sure? Your eyes got all big.
Smoking gun.
His eyes got big.
And MVPs are free.
Yeah, he looks wild.
An assist that were real.
You hear what he said? Listen to this shit. Listen to what dude says and look at his reaction here.
Assists and MVPs are food. Easy. Because he was given rebounds and assists that were
Since y'all, welcome to GOAT James Kingdom. Again, we have the guy that continually tells me he's not a Michael Jordan fan, but he's standing up for all the Zesty Jeffries and all the lies about Michael Jordan.
Zesty
Now,
Jeffries.
I'm very
what the fuck?
disappointed in you, Tone, because you
What
have
the
been
fuck is
running
Zesty
around here
Jeffries?
regurgitating lies from
Look at
people
him.
like Unsmall Hoops and other, and you have done your own research. Why haven't you yet go watch this game and show us the 5 steals Michael Jordan supposedly had in this?
All right, so just to go over
Zesty.
what we just witnessed here, and it hopefully didn't take away anybody's.
He looks like he
Yeah, Zesty.
snorts the powder.
Zesty Jeffrey, he looks zesty as fuck.
That's that new form of powder, bro. That's
Yeah,
Zesty Jeffrey.
he's excited, but he's excited for different reasons.
Yeah.
And who the fuck is going to go back and watch that game? I mean, I've seen the game several times. I think Jordan was 11 out of 11 at the free throw line, had, what, 50, 55 points, if I'm not mistaken?
I think it was 55.
Fucking-
Yeah, it was 55, buddy.
Yeah, the 318-88
Why
against the
even
Celtics.
like why?
It was a hell of a game. So
Why
all the other stats are right. But they're not going to
Yeah.
mention any of that. But yeah, why Mike? And why this guy would?
Mike-
I don't know if he's wearing a sock on his head or if he's like a fucking. I don't know what the fuck. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but I mean it's real fucking easy.
My thing is this, dude. Why do people still go at Mike, bro? Why? Why, bro? Why? They got
I
problems
think
with
it's
him.
you're
Greatness.
still on top even though you haven't played the fucking game in what 20 years plus.
20 plus years. Yeah, 20 plus years. I mean, I think you know what it is, man. People cannot they hate that man was great, bro. I mean, he was great on the basketball court. I don't know how he was off the court, man. I mean, we seen the videos, the interviews with the players and stuff, how they felt about him, but he was just on basketball court, man. I mean, he was greatness, bro. Basketball personified. You know what I'm saying? Excellence.
Yeah.
You saw him play. I saw him play.
Yeah, I saw other great guys played like Clyde the Glide right there. We saw all
Clyde was cool.
some of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
Hakeem
Olajuwon. When we gonna see some footwork like
Yeah,
that?
man.
Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying?
I
Great.
think with the next big man, like I've been saying, Edie, and he showed it the other day with that debut. He got double, got some 4 or
Yeah.
5 blocks, killing him.
But you know the big man that's gonna
He's
change
too
the
big.
game.
He plays
bro.
his position.
He is. So is like Jokic. He's good. You know what I'm saying? But I think Wembley is going to be like, he's the future, man. He's going to change the way centers are played, man. The way big man is. He's going to change it up. 7-footer, can shoot threes, can dribble, bring the ball to the court like a point guard. You're a 7-footer, bro? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? You're going to change the game, bro. He's one of them generational players, man, like LeBron, bro, or Kobe, for real. I think.
And there again, LeBron is LeBron, but, you know, he's a hard guy to like, and why people feel the need to defend him and go after somebody whose legacy is untouchable is nonsense.
Yeah, bro.
To get clicks, to get likes, I don't know. And it bothers me because what this is saying is not accurate. He is going against what somebody just showed him from the NBA during that course of time at the league, where the rules clearly state what is and what isn't a steal, what constitutes a steal and what doesn't. And you can go back and watch the game 5,000 times. And Johnny Arnett, he's another YouTuber, been around for a long time. He did another video on, we could take a look and do a reaction to that, to where he makes him look beyond ridiculous. But let's finish watching this real quick. I think there's 3 minutes left, maybe, if we can make it that far. And yeah, let's see what he exposes. Let's see him expose NBA rules and explain to us how those rules were wrong, and all the stats on that game are right, and you can watch it, and yet they're trying to elaborate on a narrative written by a guy that has no fucking clue what he's talking about, and they ran with it without doing their research. That's a punk shit.
I can't wait. His research, buddy.
This game right here. The whole game's available on YouTube. It's been well over 10, 12 days since Haberstow's article dropped. So why haven't you actually seen this game and shown us the 5 turnovers instead of showing us somebody's false information about LeBron James is getting rebounds and assists? You guys don't even know the rules of the game, let alone watch the game. This is sad. You're supposed to be their leader. They look up to you. They come to you and say, come get a Johnny the Exposer. He's out here exposing MJ, and you come up with these type of lies. I got you on this one, Tone. Watch this. First off, you showed a rule about the opponents getting the rebounds, not about guys tipping the ball to the actual player. To get a actual tip rebound as an offensive rebound, you have to control the tip. You don't get it that way. They even showed you a play to even tell you this. So the Jackson Hayes and the Anthony Davis tips to LeBron were actual rebounds for LeBron, because neither Anthony Davis nor Hayes actually controlled that tip. They were fighting for the ball, which is why LeBron got the credit for the actual.
Okay, so now we're talking rules that apply to the modern era of basketball, and we're trying to apply those to the rules of the past. Okay. And then we're talking about Jackson Hayes, and
I don't know what the hell Jackson Hayes.
We're going off in the woods here now a little bit.
Yeah, just wow.
I don't know what any of that has to do with Anthony Davis and Jackson Hayes or LeBron James, but let's hear what that shit they're doing in Florida up their nose is causing people to think.
That's that fucking heat.
Rebounds. Then you want to bring up an assist. Again, Anthony Davis made a move to the basket. That is a move. A jab step is a move to the basket. That's how he was able to take his 2 dribbles and shoot the ball, because of the pass that was given to him that allows him to make those moves. That's an assist by the actual books. Confuse people on by lying and saying that Michael Jordan has the highest discrepancy in road and home disparity of all time. No, that's,
you know who's got the highest plus minus? It's Tim Duncan, and it's like a plus 8,000 if I'm not mistaken. We can look it up and double check. And right behind him is LeBron. You know, being a plus 8,000 is not a good thing if you don't understand how this all works.
No.
Jordan, I believe, is a plus 8. And the best plus minus is, what's his name? Abdul Rahim Sharif.
Oh, Sharif. Oh, he's the man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
This guy, dude,
plus minus.
I don't think this guy.
Diamond
I don't think this
NBA.
the exposure is any. He's not exposing anything, bro. I'm confused, man. Like, what's is he exposing?
He's not really exposed to anything other than the fact that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about and sounds
Nothing. I
silly.
mean, he's
He's gonna
exposing
sound
himself.
real fucking silly. Exposing himself is right, bro.
Yeah, he's exposing himself as a motherfucker who don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I mean,
finish this. This is like he's losing me, and it's not because I have a short attention span or my intellect is below his. Same with you.
No, he's
it's
just
just
dumb.
that he's not making any. Yeah. No.
I'm sorry, bro.
Let's try to finish this if we can.
Okay, let's try it, bro.
I mean, it's not. I call people names, but words don't hurt. I don't think. I mean,
I don't
people
ever want
call
to hear
me
the
names
exposure
all the
ever
time.
again.
They take shots at me. Yeah, it's hard to watch, bro. I'm telling you, it's.
That's not what
After
happened. Marshall said. He said defensive player of the year. So don't go switching up and putting words in people's mouths. They're very good at doing that. That's very disingenuous. The real article is talking about fake steals. Not Michael Jordan possibly getting a steal, but a fake steal. And you've been running around telling people lies about what a steal is. We got the timestamps right here of all the Chicago Bulls steals. And that last one you see is a fake Michael Jordan steal.
Wow.
You won't go watch that game. Here is accredited to a player that legally takes the ball away from an opponent, intercepts a pass, or otherwise obtains possession on the ball following an opponent's turnover, providing that the ball has remained inbounds and the clock has not stopped. So that means you must have a live ball turnover for a steal. If a player deflects a pass or dribble and controls his defense, the player causing the deflection is accredited with the steal. Here is Jordan's fake stat. This is not a steal. This is a fake steal. This isn't a possible steal or a misinterpretation of the rules. Go do your research. Go.
Yeah, man, that guy needs to go do some research and probably go see somebody for a little bit of help.
Hell, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get him on some good meds, man.
Just saying.
Really, bro. He's really
I'm just
hard to
saying.
listen
Hey,
to.
what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sebastian.
Pause that. Stop sharing here for just a moment. There's a lot of things that are very disturbing about everything.
Man, that was very hard to listen to. Very disturbing, bro. I'm in awe, bro. I can't, sorry, listeners. I mean, sorry, listeners. That was wild, dude. Whew.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be Stephen A. Smith, do they not?
I think they might be trying to get on with Clutch Sports, Clutch Media. Maybe they are trying to do a representative job for LeBron and audition. But what's funny? He's like, if some of y'all can read, assuming that we can't read people in general, and then you go ahead and read it to us.
You're so much smarter.
Now we know that he can read, but we're going to watch this other video here in a minute after we get done talking and getting our takes done on this. And I don't feel bad about the guy. I don't care how many followers you have, how popular, how important, how many likes, how much yada yada. Everything he just said was bullshit, and we're about to prove him wrong.
I don't like it, man, that he's like, but what I do like though? I like that he's really enthusiastic and he's really like passionate about what he's saying. I don't think he realizes what he's saying is bullshit, but I do like the enthusiasm. I do. I like the way he's passionate, but that's all I can say.
He's got a lot of good energy. That's why I don't want to say bad things about him. I don't know the guy. It's hard for me to say bad shit about a motherfucker I never met before, but I'm just saying that based on just that small little sample size of those two little, painful to watch, and it has nothing to do with Jordan or anything else. It's just that it's nonsense the way that you start on one thing and then try to pivot around to another and then add bits and pieces of irrelevant facts that have absolutely no relevance to what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, bro, it's kind of sad. Man. It's
And
kind of sad. But, I mean, like I said, enthusiasm, great, but I mean, it's like the whole thing about the steal, man, is like a fake steal.
I've never heard of fake steal before. That's the
I
first.
never have, bro. That's what I'm still trying to figure this out. A fake steal.
Is that like
I
a
mean,
counterfeit steal? Like counterfeit
mean,
money?
I get, you know what I'm saying, for real, dude. I mean, it's just like he doesn't make any sense in his claim. But I mean, like I said, man, his enthusiasm is great. I think the world if you saw Jordan play, you know that there wasn't shit fake about him except that he had. I mean, he did have his own rules. You know, they had the Jordan rules, man. You know what I'm saying? But
because they needed to be able to find a way to stop that motherfucker from getting that ball in the hoop. And
yeah, dude.
You know what?
I mean, he would have averaged let me ask you a question, Max. How many points do you think Jordan would have averaged in today's game?
In today's game, with this soft ass fucking
what was Jordan soft
league right now, with some exceptions, there's still some dogs out there. There's still those dogs out there that, you know. Draymond's still a dog out there. Draymond's getting your face and fuck you up. Draymond ain't scared of shit. I like Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks ain't scared to talk shit. I like Dylan Brooks. I like you know, there's not a lot. There's not like a huge list of people. Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy will fucking sit there and not sit there and bitch. Fuck yeah. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. I don't see these guys. You know what LeBron brought to the game that will always be a part of his legacy, if you want to call that, is the fucking flop. He has perfected the flop and used it to his advantage. LeBron perfected the flop. Perfected it. Where it's like a defensive strategy.
I agree with you on most shit, but that right there, bro. And I'm not even a LeBron fan, but as far as the flopping shit, bro, come on, Max, stop it, bro. Come on, man. This dude,
that motherfucker.
Come on, bro.
Flopping this like dude, none other.
Max, the motherfucker, man.
Flopping like he's having a seizure.
Max, he's played at a high level for over 20-something years, man. I mean, dude's like, what, 39? And he still had...
nobody dropped down to the ground. Tell me you never seen him do that.
Nah, bro, because you had to...
Have you ever seen Jordan do any bullshit like that? Have you ever seen Kobe do any bullshit like that? No.
I don't see LeBron doing it that much, though, bro, because he goes to the hole, and you got a 6'7", 6'9" motherfucker coming through there that's like 270 pounds coming through full force to dunk on you. You're not going to really stand in his way and try to, like, you know what I'm saying? So, as far as the flop...
No, I'm talking about the literal fucking smoke and mirrors of him theatrically flopping by nobody touching him, and he just...
I don't know about that, Max.
Dude, I can fucking show you.
I don't know about that one, bro. Show me, bro, because I really don't know. I don't think I agree with you on that one, buddy. I agree with you on most shit, but that right there,
I don't even know.
Flopper, bro. I don't even like LeBron. He's a
shit. The first thing that came up on this motherfucker is LeBron's greatest flops. LeBron flops from level 1 to 100. This is a minute 58 seconds long. Okay, this is the one. Hold on, let me give here. This motherfucker right here, and this is a year ago. So he's got another year worth of flops. Man, stop with this king shit, that motherfucker. He's king of the flops. Watch this shit. Fuck you, tell me the motherfucker ain't king of the flop. Watch this flopping motherfucker. I ain't never seen a fish out of water flop this much. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Watch this shit. This motherfucker, man. Watch this shit here. Let me make sure I got it up on the screen.
He's not even my
there he goes. Watch this shit. Here, we're just watching this. We're just gonna watch this and react to this for educational purposes.
A complete embellishment by James.
There's actually never been any team that I've played on in my 20 years where we've been a flopping team.
Is LeBron the king of flopping, or is this whole thing overblown? Check out LeBron James here as Paul George gingerly touches the tip of his chest. I'm calling flop here. This one, however, is controversial on the free throw miss. Watch Chris Paul step in and box out. LeBron hits the ground hard and a fight starts. Well, kind of. You need to look at the replay here. My friend actually had this happen to him and it actually tore his bicep. To me, this could have really hurt. So I am saying no flop on this one. This is a really hard trap. LeBron is in a tough spot. He loses his balance. Then look at that head cock back. Do you see contact? I see flop. This one blew my mind. First, the replay looked like it was an out of position play by OG Anunoby, but then I found another angle online. LeBron grabbed the right side of his head, which I don't know if it ever got touched. I'm saying flop. This has got to be one of the best. Grayson Allen is like 146 pounds while wearing a soaked t-shirt. Unless he secretly has the powers of a Super Saiyan. Oh my goodness.
Who touched him?
This one actually boils my blood. I was actually at this game live and I almost threw my water bottle onto the court. I was so mad.
It was Tristan Thompson that hit LeBron James. Referee Kenny Mallett thought it was DeMarre Carroll.
I'm actually never going to get over that one. Now, LeBron was seriously criticized for this one. Here we get Tyson Chandler with a flagrant foul. To me, this is a dirty play by Chandler. Even in hockey, this is a huge penalty. Chandler is moving into LeBron the neck and head area. Too dirty in my opinion.
Shouldn't be moving.
But I'll let Jeff Van Gundy, the GOAT, let you know. It's a flop. Now, vintage Derrick Rose with the so-called foul here.
Yeah, that's flop.
But if you really want to see vintage, T-Mac dropping 13 points in 30 seconds is even gooder.
Motherfucker, who touched his head? Who sent him? That motherfucker be flopping like a motherfucker.
He's and those are flops. But all in all, throughout his career, though, man, I mean, like I said, I early part of his career, man, he came in like a young bull, man. You remember when LeBron came into the league, man. You said he mastered the king of flop.
He did, but then he mastered flopping, man. I'm telling you, it's a thing. He mastered how to flop. Here, look at this shit.
All have, bro. The league is so soft right now. The league is so soft, bro.
Not like him, not like this fucking guy here. I mean, he soft like baby butt cheeks. I wouldn't know. You have to ask the exposure, probably.
You know what I'm saying? You touch Steph Curry, it's a foul, bro. You know?
Nobody fears LeBron. Mario Chalmers claims players aren't afraid of LeBron James like they were of Michael. LeBron's former teammate says LeBron doesn't have Michael Jordan's fear factor. Hell, he doesn't have Michael Jordan's fear factor. Motherfucker got no fear factor. Afraid he's gonna start crying and flopping around like a little.
Do you believe that for real? LeBron has no fear factor. Are you serious? You fucking that sounds like some hater shit to me, bro. That sounds like some hater shit to me, to them. And I love Mario. And I love Mario Rock Chalk Jayhawk, baby, all day. But come on, bro. LeBron has no fear factor.
Hey, I didn't say it. Fucking, I read the article. Mario Chalmers said it. Don't get mad at me because he said it. He played with him. He was on the same team with them, and he probably knows better than me or you. Like,
but you never get into arguments. Him and Mario would get into arguments, bro. You know what I'm saying? Over stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? They would, you know.
Mario was probably like, hey, man, I need you to do a better job so we can win this fucking 4, 5, 6, 7 championships like you promised. You sorry ass. Yo,
he brought him to
liar.
He got him too.
But what about 4, 5, 6, 7?
Right.
What happened to the? What about all those in betweens? What about when he absolutely fell apart in 2011? He fell apart and laid down on his fucking team, bro. He laid down on the team, and they lost in the fucking Eastern Conference Finals to who? The Magic. Who went on to the finals against the Lakers.
But then that's when LeBron
lost.
After that, what he said? He said, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach." And what happened when he went to South Beach?
After Kobe won
balled out
2 in a row, it broke LeBron. It just melted his fucking brain. He's like, Jordan lives rent-free, LeBron said. Kobe lives rent-free. Larry Bird lives rent-free. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, John fucking Havlicek, fucking Bob Cousy, Tiny Archibald. I can keep going. All right, Clyde Drexler.
Clyde, yeah.
Terry Porter even. Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, fucking Ray Allen.
Right.
He was
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Ray Allen. Yeah,
Jesus,
man.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
I didn't even say Magic yet. I mean, I can just go on and on. I'm like, this fucking guy. This guy's got some fucking nerve.
But you know, so you think, but LeBron, but for this era, man, you know, I gotta say he is the king. He is. Because and he's proved it, man. He's proved that he is the king, bro. I mean, he's got the scoring title, man, that we'll never see get touched. I mean, it's gonna be there. He's gonna have it when we pass away. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody even close to or even in that realm of even touching that scoring title. Man. And that's just having the most points, bro. I mean, come on, man. We'll never see it again. So
you know as well as I
he's the greatest.
Is the brass, baby, the brass.
It is the brass. It's the brass. You know what I'm saying?
The chip matter, the postseason, the legacy.
He's in the all-time assist.
That's what matters.
He's an all-time assist leader. You know what I'm saying? He's a scoring leader. I mean, he passes and he
all-time turnover leader too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't know.
I don't
know about that one. I don't know about that one, Max. Again, you know what I'm saying? But I know that and his defense is stellar, bro. He's the king of the let's track you down, hunt you, you know what I'm saying? For real. For real, man. So
I think that's just because he's been partying with Diddy. He'd track all them boys down and want to get on them.
Track them down.
He wants to get.
We're gonna have to dedicate
talking
a show
about LeBron and Diddy, but you know ain't no party like a Diddy party.
That's what I heard.
That motherfucker over there. Diddy looked like he was about to kill him if he didn't say that too. Like, better say.
Boy, they over there Diddy parties. Diddy getting don't drink the drinks. You know what I'm saying? Don't drink the drinks.
No. Diddy and R. Kelly party and shit.
Shit, they have you drink the drink, you getting up ass up. You know what I'm saying? For real. What the
face down, ass up. Yeah, man, that's the way they like to do the buck.
Man, dude.
I don't know.
What the fuck happened to you?
Listen to some Tupac, Thug Passion shit. I don't even know. Petey Pablo throwing shirts off, waving them like helicopters. I don't even want to think about it.
Hey, you hear that? I know you heard that shit with him and Meek Mills, right?
What's that? What happened?
When he was just like knocking the stuffing out of Meek Mill's dog. You hear that shit?
Did? No.
You didn't hear the audio?
What did Diddy? Did he actually hurt somebody?
Hey, listen,
another man?
Bro. Listen, okay. Go right now in your shit. Put a YouTube. Put the audio for Diddy and Meek Mill's smashing. Whoo! And this dude. What happened is this security dude, this bodyguard man. He's seen me go into to one of the rooms. With Diddy, bro, and he recorded the sound. And they say that Nicki Minaj was the one who leaked it, but you should hear it, bro. It's real, man. It's crazy, dog. It's crazy.
Let's have a listen and see. Let's have a listen. I had no idea.
You hear this? Oh man,
roll this motherfucker back up. I like this reaction shit. This shit's fucking wild. The shit we find on fucking YouTube.
Man, the way he did you find it?
Yeah, here we go.
So ever since the news broke about allegations between a sexual relationship with Puff Sean Combs,
that dude said, "Daddy."
Meek Mills. I don't know if be true, man. It sound like this nigga. But if it's true, bro, your career is done, son.
Done.
And all we ask is for you to just stop, tough guy. We already know you can't fight. Now the next question is, I need to speak to your boss.
dick off.
You know, the $500 million man that's acting like he's the biggest hustler, grinder. He got all the money. I need to know if he was bending over too, because you look kind of suspect too, bro. Is that why you guys got to keep wearing glasses to hide your face?
What the fuck? Sound like
Allegedly, though.
he was serving him, bro.
But for some apparent reason, it seems like everything is coming to light, man. Damn, son. Yeah, hip hop is done.
Fucking crazy. That was interesting. That was
P. Diddy serving Meek Mills a steak dinner, bro. It sounded like Meek was in. I mean, I kind of felt bad for Meek. So he was in pain, bro. I mean, beating up cakes. I'm sorry. That nigga said,
who do you think likes that? Who? Wow. Okay. I mean, all right.
He's just kind of speechless, don't he?
I don't. It just kind of, just kind of throws you off there, just a little weird, little hell. That's fucking crazy.
Ain't no party like a Diddy
That's
party.
insane. That's completely believable, by the way. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. You damn right. You said it, LeBron.
They said it. They said that that's a real crazy. Yeah, you're gonna be thinking about that one. You're gonna be sleeping on that one. You'll wake up. You'll be at your dreams, bro.
No. That just leaves more shit that you have to question about. What the ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Man,
That's right. No, I don't.
Hey man, I was with. You know what? There was one guy, man, who told me who I'm pretty cool with. He told me about this, man, one time, man. You know, remember Rich the Factor?
Young Rich, yeah.
Yeah,
Young Rich.
Factor, rapper. Yeah. So he used to go to all these little parties, man. When he went to all these little parties, he told me one day, man, he said, man, Diddy, he gay. And he was like, before all this shit ever came out, man, he's like, Diddy gay, bro. He's like, all the people that you think that's like in the business and doing this and that, they're gay. He said, I've been to their parties. They be asking you to do shit. And you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Just to get a deal, just to become a star, you're gonna be taking man, come on, nigga.
No. Not me. Not gonna be me. Fuck that.
Yeah, you can keep your star.
That's disturbing as fuck.
Yeah, it was, man. When I first heard that shit, I was tripping, bro. I was, man. But hey, what can you do? Good luck to you. And now Meek Mill is nowhere to be seen.
I don't blame him. Can't find him, huh? Yeah, interesting.
I can't find him.
Somewhere, or he might not.
I mean, for real. I think it might shit like that is like a career ender, bro. Because you were this rap, you put me hard and you rap, man. You talking all you from the streets and shit like that, you know, hood and shit. And all of a sudden, you getting your cakes pounded. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Kind of don't.
You could be having a prison flashback, man. Like back in the day, like, oh shit. That's another thing, motherfuckers out here still fucking sagging their fucking jeans. Listen, you young dumb sons of bitches. If you don't know where this fucking sag shit came from, it came from prisons, from fucking inmates that want to get ass fucked. Then that's how they advertise.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting it.
congratulations, everybody. Fact check that too, YouTube. Motherfucking
These
algorithm.
these young generation, man, is scary, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's scary, man. It's different than when we were young, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we had like ambition. And,
I mean, we
like,
did
you
some
know,
crazy shit, but at least, you know, fuck, man, we did some crazy shit. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not trying to incriminate nobody.
we don't want to incriminate that.
Shit,
It
bro.
was crazy shit, bro. A lot, and I don't think it was. I'll just say, legality it's up for debate. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing legal about nothing, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? It was really up.
Allegedly. In a
we
hypothetical situation type, we did that thing back in the day, yada yada yada, allegedly. But I'll tell you one thing never happened 100% is any shit like that, any touching of anybody that didn't want it, none of that shit.
Nah, bro.
None of that back in the day, none of that shit. If it did, it never happened to any of
We hung
us.
around 20 girls, bro. We hung around 20 girls.
Anybody. We respected the girls, the ladies. We still do. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be with us. I wouldn't be married for 18 years. You wouldn't be over with your lady. There's something to say about that. That's crazy, though. This fucking let's do this last video. It's longer. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but we'll get the gist of it, just enough to make sure that we get the point across to whoever may be watching and has never seen Michael Jordan or Johnny Arnett. His channel is amazing. He's been around a long time. He knows his stuff, and he's a huge Lakers fan. So that's also one thing to keep in mind.
I like him already.
Oh, he's a huge Lakers fan. Huge Kobe fan. Super cool guy. I've never met him, but I love his channel. Johnny Arnett. And there's that. Like I said, it's a longer video, but it says here that about Michael Jordan's 1988 Defensive Player of the Year season. And it was put out 9 hours ago, and it's under Johnny Arnett and on Johnny Arnett's channel. And Johnny Arnett's channel is going to be dun 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 dun. Johnny Arnett.
Johnny Arnett.
To many people, Michael Jordan is not only the greatest player of all time, but he's an athlete with a perfect legacy. He was dominant, productive, and the very definition of a winner. His finals record is a spotless 6-0 with 6 finals MVPs to back it up. He's iconic, stylish, charismatic, and ultimately the standard of basketball excellence. With all things said, many are wary of the idolization of Michael Jordan. His reputation and his legacy is so pristine that some seem to try and exploit his fall, thus bringing him back to the level of the competition. First, they went after his era, claiming that he played against plumbers and accountants. After that failed to sway the masses, they went after his left hand. And once again, after that trend wore off, a new critique arose. Now, they're going after his defensive reputation and examining the legitimacy of his accolades and statistics. It all started with this article that I'm sure many of you have read at this point. Has LeBron James been chasing a ghost? The article was written by a man named Tom Haberstroh, and he makes a lot of claims in this lengthy piece. So what we first need to know before I dig into the details is, who is Tom Haberstroh? Well, he's an NBA analyst, a podcaster, and a sports writer who began covering the NBA in 2013. Primarily, he's an analytics nerd and a guy who holds the value of statistics above all else. To a certain degree, I respect him for his analytical insight because he was a guy who was truly ahead of the curve. Before Steph Curry truly broke out as an MVP-level player, Tom Haberstroh was preaching the message that the NBA needed to be shooting more three-point shots. After some time, the league finally evolved into what Haberstroh had envisioned. He's a guy who's so committed to statistics that he'll even go against conventional basketball wisdom if it contradicts his numbers. For example, Haberstroh famously argued with Tracy McGrady on ESPN about how Kobe Bryant was not one of the most clutch players in the league. He's also written entire articles talking about how unintelligent he checks shots and everyone should be taking them. As you can see, he's pretty prone to making hot takes if his numbers warrant it. Now, getting back to the article at hand, Haberstroh claims that Michael Jordan's defensive numbers were not only inflated, but they were completely fabricated due to an agenda to get Jordan the Defensive Player of the Year award in 1988.
Now, in 1988, Jordan got the Defensive Player of the Year award, and the second place runner-up, whatever you want to call him, was Mark Eaton. Remember big-ass Mark Eaton?
Yeah, I remember Mark Eaton.
Played for the Jazz.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he was runner-up. The year before that, it was Michael Cooper for the Lakers who got the Defensive Player of the Year award. And that year, Michael Cooper's numbers were nowhere near as good as Michael Jordan's numbers. But you don't see people try to push a narrative of comparing that and say, George should have had the DPOY in 1987 and 1988. No. But you could make that argument, but it's nonsensical. And that's kind of where Haberstroh is with his article on trying to get a hot take, put information that isn't true in there, hoping nobody's going to do the research to show that it's not true. But Johnny Arnett was able to actually sit back, watch all, and come out with it. And I'll fast forward here a little bit too, and we'll listen a little bit. And let's see what else we got. So we got a little bit of background on Haberstroh. He's been reporting on the league since 2013, graduated in 2004, if I'm not mistaken, same year as LeBron entered the league. So it would make sense that he's the fanboy for the media. I get it. And being that he graduated in 2004, he probably really didn't have as much exposure to Jordan throughout the years of his career that we had or others had. So that's kind of where we're at with Haberstroh's background. And if I'm mispronouncing his name, fuck him.
Fuck him.
You see, as Haberstroh correctly points out, Michael Jordan did not make the NBA's All-Defense team the previous season. And it was actually Michael Cooper who won the Defensive Player of the Year award in 1987. Both of these outcomes infuriated Michael Jordan, to the point that he wanted to make a statement with his defensive abilities in the 87 to 88 season. Allegedly, Jordan wasn't doing it alone, as the Bulls' official statistician and steals on a regular basis. Now, for longtime basketball historians,
let me real quick. Now, statisticians do keep stats, obviously. Now, the teams have statisticians, so does the league. So keep that in mind. So there's more than one person that's keeping track of stats.
Okay.
Suggestion of this isn't necessarily anything new. For a long time, there have been narratives about NBA stars of the 80s and 90s getting home court treatment where their numbers are artificially inflated by biased statisticians. This has been a claim against the all-time leader in assists, John Stockton, for many years at this point. Famously, and lost 23 assists in a single while playing for the Lakers in Los Angeles. But after further examination, it appears the actual assist total should have been closer to 17. But apparently, this wasn't just any ordinary homebrewed stat keeping for Jordan. But the article claims that not only did MJ have significantly greater defensive numbers at home it was the greatest margin of any Defensive Player of the Year winner in NBA history. I gotta be honest, when I first read this home versus production differential, I wasn't moved. During the late 80s, Chicago was a very young team who fed immensely off of the energy of their home crowd. Like most of the league at that point, they were simply a much better team than on the road. So of course, their best players' stats are going to look better when they're playing in front of their home crowd. Regardless, the numbers were suspicious enough to lead Tom to investigate just how legitimate Jordan's defensive numbers were at home. Habistro claimed that he reached out to someone who preserved a collection of rare and historic NBA games. Tom was able to get 6 of the Bulls' regular season home games from that season, and he claims that he watched them in their entirety while doing his own stat keeping. And he said that the revelations were dramatic. According to Tom, Jordan only had an actual total of 12 steals in 6 games, despite the fact that the first at 26 in time frame. You heard that correctly. Apparently, MJ steals were more than double what his actual total should have been. But here's the thing. We're just supposed to take his word for it. Habistro never put the game or the highlights of the contest that he claimed to have watched and tracked statistically.
And nobody questioned that. Wouldn't that be the first fucking thing? Like, show me. You can write all the bullshit you want down, stupid. You want people to watch the fucking game? No. If you did the fucking research, you wrote the fucking article, show us where it's at. You're a fucking journalist. You want us to do our own fucking research and become journalists? Fine. And then you're going to look like a shithead and lose credibility, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that just don't make any damn sense.
I don't.
So people just fucking decided that, yeah. All right, let's go with it. And the exploiter or the whatever the fucking the guy with the fucking shit on his head, shithead.
Yeah,
just went with it. And exposer. That's right. Sorry. Ex-hoser.
Come on, man. You know what it is.
My bad, man. I'm not. Hey, man, look, I don't follow that motherfucker. I don't keep tabs on him. He just some fucking clown that came through my feed. Maybe because he was meant to be exposed by us. Exposed.
You've been exposed, buddy.
And I haven't watched this video. I haven't seen this video. I only know the video existed from another podcast or another channel that I was listening to, Sports, Fitness, and Rants. And he brought it up. So I decided, you know what? Let's have this reaction video for educational purposes, of course, and some entertainment if you find it entertaining. But ultimately, we're going to debunk what the article says, what Haberstroh says, what the jokers at that Gay Goat Kingdoms or Kingdom of Goats or the Goat Kingdom, whatever it's called, I don't know. And
Go James.
Game of Goats. Is that what you said? Called it?
Yeah.
Game of Goats?
Game of Goats.
All right, Game of Goats. So let's get back to this real quick. And, you know, Johnny R. He's fucking, you'll love his stuff, especially being a Lakers fan. Man, he's awesome.
You already know.
Everybody's been debating his findings from these 6 games all over the internet, but pretty much no one has been able to see the footage. Jordan fans are constantly coming to MJ's defense, while Jordan's critics are quick to agree with Habistro, despite the fact that almost no one has seen any visual footage of the article's claims. Up to this point, I haven't seen a single analyst or YouTuber break down the actual footage and show the truth about these 6 games. But that is where this video comes in. I was determined to get to the bottom of this and show the actual footage to my viewers. Listed on the screen are the 6 games that Tom talks about in his article. In order to find these games, I had to scour the internet. Unfortunately, none of these 6 games could be found in their entirety. So I'm at a website. It's called USA Sports on DVD.com. Essentially, it's this massive database of NBA games. On this site, you're able to search for specific games in NBA history with their search engine. And when you find the games you want, you can offer a trade for those games. It's essentially a hub for basketball superfans who observe history. A link can be found to this page in the video and in the pinned comment. I looked up the 6 games that Habistro talked about, and sure enough, they were there in their fullness. All I had to do was request them, and then they got sent to me, and I watched them closely in their entirety, and did the stat keeping on my own. And now I'm ready to tell you and show you the truth about these games. Now, before I start analyzing these games and show footage, we first have to establish what constitutes a block and what constitutes a steal. Because if there's anything I've learned over the last couple of weeks, it's that a lot of people don't understand the definitions of these stats. Understanding these definitions will be of the utmost importance if we're going to accurately assess Jordan's actual statistics. First, what is the definition of a block? Well, according to the official NBA rulebook, a blocked shot is credited when a player deflects the course of a field goal attempt by an opponent and the shot is not made. A shot can be considered a block even if the ball was not in flight for being blocked. So to paraphrase for simplicity, if MJ hits the ball and doesn't go in, it's a block. This is important to remember because
that was a block.
Michael Jordan contested a lot of shots.
That was a block.
And in many cases, it was extremely difficult to tell if he got a piece of the ball on a contest, especially when we're looking at 1980 tapes that look like it was filmed using a sweet potato. I'll give my honest opinion on MJ's block totals, but as you'll see shortly, it's up to interpretation in some cases. Now, what is the definition of a steal is a bit more cut and dry. According to the official NBA rulebook, a steal is credited to a player that legally takes the ball away from an opponent, intercepts a pass, or otherwise obtains possession on the ball following an opponent's turnover, providing the ball has remained in bounds and the clock has not stopped. If a player deflects a pass or dribble and controls his deflection either away from an opponent or towards a teammate, resulting in eventual possession for the defense, the player causing the deflection is credited with steal.
Again, let's read that. I'll read it out loud just to prove I can read. It says, if a player deflects a pass or dribble and controls his deflection either away from an opponent or towards a teammate, resulting in eventual possession for the defense, the player causing the deflection, up here, the deflection is credited with the steal. That I don't know if that gets any simpler than that as far as understanding goes. Do you understand that? Everybody that plays, watched basketball should understand that, and it makes perfect sense. Let's get back to it real quick and make sure that we still got it up. We do. We're making good time. Right on schedule, guys. Here we go. More education.
Again, that last detail is extremely important. If a ball is deflected, it's not necessarily the player who gathered it who gets the steal, but it's the one who initially deflected it. So now that we understand the definitions, let's get into it. The first of the 6 games was on November 20th, 1987 against the Atlanta Hawks. According to the official box score, MJ had blocks and 4 steals. For both blocks and steals, I will be categorizing them as, quote, definitive and as, quote, possible, which is the category of the ones I don't count but can be debated. Here is Jordan's definitive blocks. This is the first. This is the second.
That's 2.
And this is third.
That's
now for the
that like 3
ones that were possibly blocks. He might have got a piece of this first one. The
It
second
looked
one
like he
occurred as the foul was committed, so that typically doesn't count. The third, he might have got a piece, but it's tough to tell. Now for Jordan's definitive steals. Pretty straightforward. And that's all the definitive steals I saw for Jordan in this game. He had a lot of the Hawks kept possession, and he forced a lot of bad passes and traveling violations, but those are not technically supposed to count as steals. Now here is Jordan's possible steal. And in my opinion, this shouldn't count, because he never established possession before losing it out of bounds. So let's recap. The box score said that Jordan had 4 steals and 4 blocks. At most, he had 2 steals and 6 blocks. But by my sincerely honest count, he just had 1 steal and 3 blocks, which is well short of his box score total. Now let's move on to Game 2. This was on January 5th, 1988 against the Indiana Pacers. According to the box score, Jordan had a whopping 4 steals and 5 blocks. This was the first definitive block. And that was the only definitive block. This was his possible block. Now here's the definitive steal.
Yeah.
And here's his possible steal. I didn't count this one for MJ because although he's the assigned defender, it doesn't look like he ever gets a piece of it before it ends up in Dave Corzine's hands. So to recap, based on the quote official stats, Jordan had 4 steals and 5 blocks. But based on my viewing, at most, he had 2 and 2. And by my actual count, he only had 1 of each. That is a jarring gap from the box score. We're only 2 games into Tom Habistro's 6-game sample, and things are already looking pretty bad for MJ. Now let's look at the third game, which was 2 days later against the Denver Nuggets. Allegedly, MJ had 6 steals and 4 blocks on this night.
Things are looking bad for MJ, huh? Are you getting worried? What do you think, T? Are you getting... Oh, he's coming back on. Technical difficulties. It happens when you go live, everybody. It always happens. Wait, here we go. Yo. So far, we're the third game now. Jordan is behind on stats according to Johnny Arnett, and he's gone through 2 games so far, and so far the stats do not favor Jordan. We're on the third game right now, and let's see what happens. We're on the third game right now. 26 is the number that is being contested, and right now we're not even close to that. And on this game, the third game against the Pacers, he was credited with 4 blocks and 6 steals. And let's see whether or not we can find out if that happened.
Here's the definitive blocks.
That's definitely, yeah. That's very, yeah. Maybe I think he got a little bit on that.
Now the definitive steals. And possible steals. So to recap, 6 and 4 in the box score. I have 3 steals and 6 blocks at the most, and my actual count is 2 steals and 4 blocks. So the blocked shots are actually correct in this instance, but the steals appear to be grossly inflated. They're tripled to be precise. The fourth game was on January 16th, 1988 against the Detroit Pistons. Fun fact, a giant brawl broke out in this random regular season game between the Pistons and the Bulls, because of course it did. The box score said that MJ had 4 steals and 4 blocks on this evening. Here are the definitive blocks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Here is the possible block. Here's the definitive steal.
Yeah.
And here's the possible steal. The stat sheet said that there was 4 steals and 4 blocks. At most, he had 2 and 4. And by my honest count, he had 1 and 3. Even this steal by Rory Sparrow should have gone to the box score. But when we take a look, you'll see that Sparrow had no steals tallied. And this one should have been obvious. On to Game 5. This was on February 15th, 1988 against the Atlanta Hawks. The box score says that MJ had 5 steals and 2 blocks. So let's take a look. The definitive blocks. This is the possible block, but I personally wouldn't count it since it occurred during the foul. There was no definitive steals, but here's the possible steals. At first glance, this first one looks like it possibly could have gone to MJ. But if you slow it down, you'll see that the Bulls' Mike Brown actually deflected it first, meaning it should be his steal regardless of the fact that MJ gathered it. But when you look at the box score, you'll see that Mike Brown suspiciously had 0 steals. The Bulls were unable to maintain possession on the second one where MJ tries to save it. So there's no clear steal here either. Let's recap. Box score says 5 steals and 2 blocks. At most, there was 2 steals and 2 blocks. And by my actual count, there was 0 steals and 1 block, making this potentially the most egregious stat keeping of any game yet. Now for Habistro's 6th and final game. This one was on March 18th, 1988 against the Boston Celtics. The box score said that MJ had 5 steals and 1 block. So let's proceed with the definitive blocks. Now the possible block. The definitive steals. And lastly, the possible steals. Notice how each of these possible steals were all deflected by Jordan's teammates, meaning they should get the stat. But the only way MJ reaches his total of 5 steals is if you count all of these towards MJ instead. Recapping the 6th game, the box score said 5 steals and 1 block. At most, he had 5 steals and 2 blocks. And my actual count is 2 steals and 1 block. So now that we've completed Habistro's 6-game sample, what does the data tell us? Well, according to Tom's article, MJ's combined box scores indicate that he had a total of 28 steals and 20 blocks. But Habistro said that he got 12 steals. And I gotta be honest, I think even that is generous. According to my actual count, 7 steals and 16 blocks. Even if you count all of the possible steals and all the possible blocks throughout these 6 games, the total comes out to just 16 steals and a slightly higher 22 blocks. Without a shadow of a doubt, these 6 games were horrifically tracked by the Bulls statistician in a way that absolutely supported MJ's case for the Defensive Player of the Year award. Now, I could simply end the video there, saying that Tom Habistro was right, the footage proves it, and now we can all put an asterisk on MJ's lone DPOY.
What do you think about that?
I think that he had some good points, man. I do.
Oh, can you hear me? Oh, there.
Can you hear me?
I like when he's able to show and demonstrate a steal, block, whatever the case may be, is happening, and then we can see for ourselves with our own eyes, because it's been 36 years since we watched these games, so it's good. But to write an article and run with it and not show anything, that's a totally fucking irresponsible thing to do as a journalist and not be able to prove it. But we got another, maybe 10 minutes left on this video. And I think, knowing Johnny, he saves the best for last. So I think that this is the tell-all, end-all of what the facts actually say in the article. Contested versus uncontested versus concisive. It's, like I said, it's one of those things that you could look at subjectively, but the statisticians, whether it be the Bulls or for the NBA or a combination of both, are the ones that you need to be looking at, not Jordan. He wasn't keeping stats, and he wasn't keeping track of his stats. He was out there playing basketball and fucking doing what he could to help his team win the game. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let's see what Johnny has to say, brother, and then we'll wrap it up. And yeah, we got just a little bit left here. Let's see what Johnny's got here.
But something still wasn't sitting right with me. I thought to myself, why did Tom Haberstroh pick these 6 games specifically? Sure, they were all home games that were tracked by the team's statistician, but they had a whopping 41 home games that season. And he just happens to pick these 6 games that span over a 5-month stretch? Seems odd to me.
Pick and choose type thing?
Then I thought about the nature of this article. How he literally mentions LeBron James in the title, in the beginning of the article, and in his closing thoughts. Then I started doing the math. The article seems like it's oozing with bias to diminish Jordan and elevate LeBron James. I genuinely considered, was Clutch Sport funding this article? If Tom wanted to make an article to belittle Jordan and support James, then he would aim for the most egregious examples of bad stat keeping that he could possibly find. Which then made me think, did he cherry pick these games? Is it possible that Tom watched a lot more games than he said he did, and he only just grabbed a quote sample of the most egregious examples? Of course it's possible. So this realization meant one thing for me. I had to watch more games, but this time it was of my own random assortment. And if Jordan's numbers were actually similar to the box score, then that would probably tell me what I needed to know about Haberstroh's motive and tactics. Listed on the screen is the games I picked, and I selected these because they were all home games for the Bulls during the 87-88 season, and Jordan had some especially impressive defensive numbers during these contests. The first game was actually the first game of the regular season against the Philadelphia 76ers. This situation was especially interesting to me because if the Bulls statistician had an agenda to inflate Jordan's stats in order to get him the DPOY, you would think that they would start that process off with the very first game of the year. According to the box score, Jordan had a massive defensive performance of 6 steals and 4 blocks. Here's the footage of the blocks. Here's the footage of the possible blocks. Here's the steals.
I get it. Reminds me when I was on the court.
Yeah, right. I remember you on the court.
I remember bruising motherfuckers up on the court.
And here's a possible steal. Based on the footage, it's clear that MJ had at least 3 blocks and a pretty definitive total of 6 steals. Fun fact, all 6 of those steals came in the first half. Now it has to be said, we quickly noticed that this is a dramatic difference from the games that Habistro tallied, as the box score seems almost completely identical to what actually happened on the court. So let's press on. The next game was on December 12th, 1987 against the Houston Rockets. Jordan stats, steals, and 5 blocks. Here are the blocks.
Get that shit out of here. Fuck you.
This should be down. This should be no fucking doubt. People who see this shit should know that. The fuck.
What happened here? Oh, it's buffering. Buffer. That's crazy. You just fucking blocking the fuck out of everybody. They just blocking.
The possible blocks.
Oh, possible blocks now. That was
the steals.
Yeah.
Eek.
And the possible steals. Again, this is almost completely accurate. My final count was 4 steals and 5 blocks, but you could really make the argument that he had as many as 8 block shots. It's so hard to tell with these lone angles and with the low quality footage. So again, I could easily see people disagreeing on the final tally. Regardless, both of these games are more accurate than Habistro's batch. My third game was on December 22nd against the Dallas Mavericks. In this contest, he allegedly had 4 steals and 2 blocks. Here's the blocks.
Shall we? That's 1. That's 2. That looks like 3 to me.
Possible blocks.
That's pretty undeniable.
Tell me that wasn't a fucking block. Come on. Stop.
And possible steals.
What hell?
Now, this is the first game of my batch that's egregiously off. And interestingly, it's in both positive and negative ways, but mostly negative. Again, the box score said 4 steals and 2 blocks. But my final count as many as 6 blocks, because those 3 possible ones genuinely look like they may have been blocks. The 0 steals are brutal, though. I'm telling you guys, I watched every minute of this game extremely closely, and I have no idea where the statistician pulled these steals from. I had one lone possible steal, but if you ask me, it definitely looks like John Paxson initially deflected the ball, meaning it should be his steal. Now let's look at the final game of my batch. It was on February 23rd, 1988, against the Seattle Supersonics. Allegedly, Jordan had 4 steals and 2 blocks. Here's the block. The possible blocks.
Shit, possible my ass. Block like a motherfucker. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was a block. That looked like a block. I get it. The foul was called.
The steals.
Definitely a steal. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like a steal to me. Ugh.
And the possible steal.
Oh, he hit it right there. He hit it right there.
By my actual count, this one is short, as I have MJ with 3 steals instead of 4, and just 1 block instead of 2. But to be fair, I did see 2 or 3 possible blocks that may have actually been legit, but it's just too difficult to confirm with this low quality angle. So now that we've seen the footage of all 10 home games, what are some of my stats and conclusions? Well, first, we gotta tackle the elephant in the room, which is steals. According to the box scores, the combined total of MJ steals from these 10 games is 47, and according to my count, it's just 20. Even if you include all of the quote possible steals in this video, Jordan's total only comes out to 33, still falling way short of his recorded total of 47. No matter how you slice it, Jordan's steals were horrendously inaccurate over this 10-game sample, and this is not an insignificant sample either. 10 home games is roughly a quarter of the home games that were played that season, and myself and Havastro purposely selected the games where Jordan had the highest number of steal blocks. So in reality, it's even worse than simply 25% of the home games. This extremely inaccurate steals total can only mean one of two things. Either the statistician was purposely inflating Jordan's steals, or the statistician was so painfully incompetent that he didn't know what actually defined a steal. If you ask me though, it was the former. Jordan was getting his steals inflated intentionally. Because if the statistician was just generally giving out steals out of ignorance, then more Bulls players should have seen their numbers inflated. And it usually was the opposite. In some cases, guys like Rory Sparrow, Charles Oakley, and Horace Grant were not getting credited as many steals as I witnessed them get. Again, I believe Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, and I'm usually very pro-Jordan on this channel. But I'm also honest, and I'm telling you, there's no way Jordan's steals were anywhere close to accurate this season. Now, it is important to mention that multiple things can be true at once. It can be true that Michael Jordan's steals were inflated, but he was also arguably the best defensive player that season. Havistro's article makes it seem like his high steals and blocks were mandatory in order to win the Defensive Player of the Year in years past. But that can't be true because Dennis Rodman was the back-to-back DPOY winner just 2 years later, while not averaging a single block or a single steal either season. Even back then, the voters were evaluating more than simply surface-level numbers, and saying otherwise is just being disingenuous for the sake of your argument. Now let's get into the next stat, which is blocks. If there was an agenda to inflate Jordan's defensive stats, the blocks sure didn't seem like they were a part of it. The box scores indicated that MJ had a total of 33 blocks over this 10-game stretch, and according to my count, he had 28. The thing is, I didn't have as good of a view as the guy sitting at the scorer's table, and if you count the possible blocks, that count skyrockets to 48. Obviously, not all of those were legitimate blocks, but some of them likely were, which probably means that the box score was pretty accurate in terms of total blocks. Personally, that was easily the most impressive thing I witnessed by watching these games closely. As a 6'6" guard, MJ was a shot blocking machine. He contested everything. Without a shadow of a doubt, I consider seeing a guard as much ground as MJ did as a shot blocker. He was constantly lurking, waiting for his moment to strike, similar to a prime Ray Lewis in the NFL. Whatever the actual total of Jordan's blocks were, I guarantee you that he altered at least 3 times as many. So in conclusion, here's the things I learned in this video. 1, Tom Habistro probably handpicked the most extreme examples. 2, there was a lot of truths in Tom's article, regardless of agenda. 3, MJ steals were definitely inflated to an insane degree. 4, blocks were seemingly not a part of the inflation. 5, a young MJ is without question the best shot blocking guard that I've ever seen. 6, this video is going to make people lose their minds on both sides of the argument. As far as my opinion on MJ's 1988 DPOY and if he should have kept it, well, you'll have to wait for my next video, as I'm tackling who the real DPOYs should have been in the 1980s. I also want to let you guys know that I'm not done researching these types of topics, because although we now have answers about MJ's 1988 season, it also raised a lot of questions, like just how widespread was the statistical inflation issue in the NBA? In future videos, I want to look at things like John Stockton's assists, or Alvin Robertson's record-breaking season where he averaged 3.7 steals a game. Or heck, even Magic Johnson had a season early in his career where he averaged an insane number of steals, and then his numbers mysteriously declined dramatically to look much more pedestrian. I'll even look at some modern players and see if there's any more recent examples of statistical inflation. Again, I plan on learning the truth about that in future videos. This video took a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of research, and a lot of time to make.
Thank you.
So I'd really appreciate it
Johnny.
if you'd be willing to hit that like button on your way out, and maybe share it with someone who's interested in the topic. So what do you guys
Share it
think?
with everybody.
Did MJ deserve the 1988 DPOY? Knowing what you know now, does that change the way you see basketball in any way? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Great video. Great job, Johnny. Great lesson learned to be able to see with your own eyes and be able to witness what is being written about. Basically, I come out to, I like the honesty and I like to be able to see with my own eyes. It's been a while and I'm not going to go back and watch random games for no good reason. No matter how much time I have in my hands, I still got stuff to do. But what it comes down to, I think, is an agenda. Like Johnny said, I think that there is probably widespread stats throughout the league that have probably been misrepresented, not just Jordan's. But ultimately, I think that the article was a half-truth written to try to discredit Michael Jordan in a way that is unnecessary, because once again, anybody who's watched this man play knows that he is the greatest basketball player ever.
Hands
And with
down.
that being said, hands down, brother, you know it. I want to say that the videos that we reviewed and we went over was awesome. Thank you for all those content creators, including the exposer.
Exposure.
But in
Exposure.
sorry,
Boy,
the
exposure. Come on,
exposure.
man. Get it.
Yes,
Exposure.
my bad. I just gets
Woo-hoo!
it just sound right.
You got
But
exposed. He's
I think
exposed.
that now, when he got a little bit exposed there, not
He got
completely
exposed.
accurate on the facts. You had to be able to do what Johnny did and then present it, show it.
He presented
People
my
want to see
facts.
it. Yeah. Shit, brother. What else you got for us, Tony? What you got?
Well, man, what I got today, man, out of this shit, man, is that you have to come with facts, man. You have to know what you're talking about when you present this to any kind of people. It can't just be it's good to have your point of view, but you also got to have the truth in that too. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be factual, like you know what I'm saying. And none of that was factual. I mean, it's the exposure. I don't think he was really factual. I think he was kind of going off his own his own shit, how he feels about Michael and stuff like that. But needless to say, it was pretty interesting, to say the least. Everything was pretty cut and dry to me. I mean, steals and shit, and defense and blocks. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you play basketball, you know the game. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty self-explanatory. So, but I think that the exposure needs to do some research, bro. Some research. Know your audience. Know that your audience can read. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, bro. No doubt.
It's crazy, man. Shit. We gotta get into some shit like this. Like we gotta stay on some shit like this because next week, I'm telling you, man, you'll see. We gotta talk about some of these things too. No more exposure.
You plan? No, I can't watch any of that garbage.
Yeah.
You pick the stuff for we're still good for Saturday, usual time, usual place.
Of course, man. You already know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Okay, right. Of course. You know what I'm saying? I'll pick that show. I got
it's all on you. You the man. I'm not fucking. We're talking about whatever you want. You do whatever you want. You got to get that email though, filled out that thing, so you can get in here and do all this bullshit that I do with the screen share. You can do all that shit and fucking tear it up. You got full control, brother.
I definitely will, man. Hey, you can send me that link again on the email and shit like that, and I'll go ahead and do it. But we're gonna talk about everything, bro. Mine's gonna be my topics are a little bit gonna be like crazy. We're gonna get crazy.
I love it.
Woo!
I love it.
Never said shit. For real. Nothing is
nothing off limits, man. Nothing.
I know.
Good night,
Love you,
everybody. I want to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, this is, at no charge to you whatsoever. Subscribe, like, notify, share if you so choose. It really helps out the channel, really helps us out. And in the long run, the goal is to help others out by helping those in need. That's the ultimate goal.
Sir.
So that's what we want to achieve. Help those that need it the most. Tony, why don't you land this plane with military expertise, brother?
Well, man, I want to say thank you, man. Thank you to all the content writers. Thank you to everything, man. Thank you to you viewers, man, subscribers. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Max, for putting me on some shit because I'll be sitting here sleep, watching TV, doing some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, bro. I appreciate the opportunity. For real. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
I appreciate you, brother. I love you, man. I love you. I love working with you, and I can't wait to Saturday. I can't wait till Saturday. I'm excited.
Nice.
And Thursday night, I got a special show coming up. We're gonna have Full Moon Paranormal. Nicole is gonna be here, and we're gonna have a fun show on Thursday night. So anybody has a chance to tune in and want to learn about Full Moon Paranormal, the supernatural, and things of that nature, Thursday night's the night. Full Moon
I think
Paranormal.
I might have to tune into that shit. I got some ghosts around here.
Me
bro.
too.
For real.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's another subject. That's another subject.
They're
good ghosts.
You getting crazy.
They're good ghosts.
All right, guys. Thank you again We love you guys. Thank you very much for watching us and putting up with us. The other content creators, everything here, nothing's off limits. No disrespect. We appreciate you guys putting out content. We appreciate being able to go over and review the content for educational purposes and make sure that everything that people are getting is going to be accurate and true. And you can call it fact checking.
Fact checking.
Making sure. Fact checking. All right.
Exposure.
We're gonna hit that exposure. We're gonna let you listen to this outro, intro, outro. I love to call it that. It's awesome. We'll see you guys Thursday and again on Saturday. Have a great rest of the week. Stay safe, stay humble, stay blessed, and remember, somebody out there loves you, even if it's not us all the time.
I love you.
I love you too.
All the time. All right, my dude.
Out.
Broads in Atlanta, just to the lean, the family. Credit cards and the scammers, hitting the licks in the band.